Hello everyone, it's day 3 and today we get started with the actual program. We'll start with installing JDK, then understand that how the free IDE, the IntelliJ that we're gonna make use of, how do we install that. And then we write our first Java program in the today's sessions. I'm very excited, let's get started. Now it's the time to bring Java to your laptop, right? So to bring Java to your laptop, to bring Java to your machine, typically you need something so that your machine start understanding Java programming language, so that every code that you write, your system is able to obey your commands. And for doing that, what you need to do is that you need to go and install JDK, right? You have to go and install JDK for the same. So to install JDK, what we'll do now is that we go and open our browser. So let me go and open my Chrome. So now in the browser, I just go and search download JDK. I go and write download JDK and hit enter. The very first link which comes, if I go and open my desk scribble here, and if you see here, the very first link that you see here is Java download Oracle, correct? So you just go and click on this link. Let's go and click on this link. Now, in terms of, when you go and talk about the Java download, let me go and zoom up the screen. The Java keeps on releasing the multiple version. As you can see, on the Oracle website, we have Java 22, we have 21, we have Java 17, right? And it's saying that JDK 21 is the latest long-term support release of the Java SE version. So normally what Java does, they keep on releasing the versions, and few of the versions which has the major features released along with that, they say that, hey, I'm gonna do the long-term support for it. So as of today, when I'm recording this video, JDK 21 is the latest long supported form of the Java. So what I'm gonna do is that I'll try to go and pick the JDK 21 itself. So I'll go here and select JDK 21. And in the JDK 21, depending on which system that I am. Now, you could be on Linux, right? As you can see here, you could be on the Mac OS. So right now I'm recording this video from the Mac operating system, or you might have the Windows when you are running this course. So depending on whatever you know, the OS that you have the different options to go and install it. For example, the Linux, I have ARM64, compressed archive, RPM package, and all these things, x64 also. For the Mac OS, similarly, I have the multiple different options, right? If I go and select this for the ARM64, for the x64. So typically the Mac which I'm running right now is the ARM64 M3 machine. So I'm going to install this ARM64 DMG installer to install Java. And likewise, let's say that if you're a Windows user, you can go and click on this and install per your laptop's configuration. Now, since installing it such an easy task, I don't want to spend too much of our time, so I'll just do the way how it will work in my Mac system, and I'm expecting you people to go and install Java following the similar steps for your own operating system. So here I come for the Mac, I go and click on the ARM DMG installer, I go and click on this. As you can see, the download has started happening. I go and click on this, it is open, I double click. Right, I have got a series of steps. I'll go and say continue, 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 and then it has asked for my password. Let me go and provide the password of my laptop. The configuration has got started, and then I click on the close button. Once I have done this, just in order to see if the Java has been installed successfully, what we need to do is that let me go and open my terminal. Right, so this is my terminal that I have. Let me go and clear the screen, right? Let me increase the font. Yeah, if I go and type Java -v, it should go and tell me the what version it is. Now Java -v is I should go and Java -version, right? And if you see here, it is saying that it is a Java version 21. This is a runtime build, and it's a 64-bit server. Now, just not Java, if you want our code to be compiled and executed, Java C also has to be present. So let me go and check for the Java C as well. I go and write Java C minus version and see if that is also installed. So Java C21 is also available. So my Java JDK has been installed there on my machine, and now I am all set to write the Java programs. But in order to write the Java program more effectively so that you save time, right, you have some support where you don't have to memorize the syntax correction things all the time, we're gonna use one editor to write our code effectively. Now in the market there are so many editors available. For example, there is IntelliJ, there is VS Code. In this course I will go for Eclipse. One, it is a very lightweight tool. Secondly, it is also free. So I don't want you guys to pay anything for any kind of paid tools, but you are free to choose any that you want. You can use VS Code, you can use IntelliJ, but in this course, for this recording, I'll be using the Eclipse. So how do we install Eclipse? I'll again go back to my Chrome. And in the Chrome, let me follow the same steps. So I can say that Eclipse download, and hit enter. When I go and hit the enter, the very first thing that you see is the Eclipse download, and we go and click on that. Now this is the screen that you get normally, right? Now in this, I need to install the Eclipse, which is here, a desktop IDE package. So to install this, I'll just go and click on this button. Now it says that which kind of configuration you want to install. It is x86-64 or ARC-64. Now typically my is ARC-64, so I go and click on this, and then I am on a download button. I just follow the prompt and click on this, and if you see, the download has already got started. Depending on your internet speed, it will take some time for the Eclipse to be downloaded. It's still halfway done. Perfect. Let me go and open this. If you see here, the Eclipse is a very lightweight tool, as I already said. It's already available. If I go and click on this application, it's going to do install then to the application itself. And now in my Finder, I can go and find Eclipse installer. We're going to click on the open. The Eclipse installer has been initiated, as you can see on the screen. Now the similar steps you can go and follow for the Windows also. I have just shown you the steps that we need to follow in Mac. In the Windows, it's not much difference. So I'll encourage you people to just follow the steps and get Eclipse installed in your machine. Now here, if you see, I see the multiple options. I see the Eclipse IDE for the Java developer, Eclipse IDE for the enterprise Java and web developers, Eclipse IDE for the C, C++. So Eclipse has extended support to the other programming languages and other tech ecosystem as well. Here, since we are going to focus on the core Java, I'll go and stick to the first one, which is Eclipse IDE for the Java developer. So let me go and click on this. Now if you see here, typically the Eclipse will try to go and identify where your Java is there in the host machine. As you can see here in my host machine, just a few minutes back, I go and install JDK21, which is lying somewhere here, right? So it has been able to identify that, and using that JDK, every code that we're going to run in this Eclipse, it will get executed. Let me go and click on the install. I go and accept the terms and conditions, and as you can see here with this green icon, the Eclipse has started installing. The Eclipse had got started installing. Give it some time and the Eclipse will get started. So now as you can see, this Eclipse has been properly configured, and I have a button called as launch here. Let me go and click on this, and this is launching the Eclipse. Now one thing is that every time you launch Eclipse, it will ask you the base folder or the location where you would like your code to be stored, right? So for example here, and that typically is called as the workspace. Here also, if you see, and let me go and extend this, let me go and, if you see here, this is the workspace that is trying to create, and it is asking you that where should the code should be written. So what I'll do, I'll go and provide my folder location here. So let me go and click on the browse, and I say that inside work, let me go and create a folder for Java crash course 45. Click on create, and then inside that let me go and create something called as a day 1. Let me go and click on the create, open. So I'm saying that everything that I do on the day 1, it will be inside this directory. I think you guys can follow along and create a similar workspace in your local machine to do everything that we are doing today in that folder itself. And let me go and click on the launch. And now you can see my Eclipse has been launched, and this is how it looked like. Let me open my Eclipse. Not this. Yeah, the day one, right? And this is how the Eclipse looks like. Fair enough. So now you see this Eclipse IDE, and we'll get started with creating our first project in the Java itself. Now, maybe you are new to the Eclipse right now. I don't want you to spend too much understanding that what are the nitty-gritties of the Eclipse. As we make progress and as we write more code, we'll try to understand the the inbuilt functionalities of the Eclipse in the process itself. And the focus of this crash course is not to make you the master of the Eclipse, but rather make you understand how better the Java code you can go and write. So let's get started with the very basics. So every time you have to write a Java code, you have to first go and create a project. As you can see on the left hand side, you can see here there's sections written in very small call as create a project, right? So if I go and highlight it with my marker, this is this section, right? You can see here, create a Java project. So what do we need to do? I'll just go and click on this create a Java project, and I can give the name and all that stuff. So I can go and give the name as, say for example, the name is first project. And then if you see here, by default, sections have been added, right? GRE is there, all of this, right? And then I can go and just click on the next. And then I go and click on the finish. As soon as I do it, if you see here, the first project got created. Now, inside this first project, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to create the package. So I'll go and create the new, and I go and say that I have to go and create the package. What is the package? Package is basically more of like setting up the location or the folder in which I would like to go and define my Java file. So let me go and define the package more of like something, let's say that com.amers, right? Let me go and call it this com.amers. Normally the convention of defining a package is a reverse domain name. Since the domain name of the amers is amers.com, let's say that. So I've called it at com.amers. I think there's a typo here. I'll fix that, and I click on the finish. So I've defined this function, and inside this, let me go and define a file, Java class, and let me go and call it as a hello world. And inside the Java class, what I'm going to do is, let me go and add this as a default public static void main method. We'll talk about what this method is and why do we need to do it as we make progress, but let's go and select this as of now and click on the finish. As we see here, the font is coming very low. Now, if I want to go and customize the look and feel of my Eclipse, I want to increase the font. How do I do it? What I'll do is that I'll go to the Eclipse, and here I go inside the settings. Inside the settings, I can go and just search for font and hit enter. As you can see here, general appearance, color and fonts, and inside this basic debug, git, Java, task, terminal, text compare, view and the editor folders, wiki area. I have to go inside the Java. So I go and click extend on the Java. And here if you see, there's an option of customizing the colors, and also there's option of the text font. You go and click on this, hit enter, and I can from here choose what should be my the interface, how should I go and write. And what I'll do is that I'll go and increase the font size to 18, let's say that, and I'll go and apply this. I've selected this, and then I'll go and apply, and I go and apply and close. As you can see here now, my code has been written in a longer foot. I think you are more comfortable now looking at this code. Now inside a Java class, typically if you want this Java class to execute any code inside it, it has to have a method called as the public static void main. Now what this method is, what these words like public, static, void, main, all these stuff we'll go and see gradually over a period of time, one after the another. But as of now, you just understand that every Java class which you want to execute it has to have the main method, and anything which you go and write inside this main method, that will get executed. Say for example, right now I want to go and print the name. Now one of the way how you can print things in Java is that you have to go and write the code for the printing like this. I go and say that system dot out dot print, and I go and say that print ln, and inside this I'll go and say that hello world. This is how normally you write the output in the Java program. So now since I have done this, and let me go and save this file, and once I have saved this file, I can right click on this and run as Java application. What I did, I am again redoing it. I go and right click this and I can run this as Java application. When I go and run this, so now as you can see, the hello world has got printed. Now one of the another ways through which you can increase or decrease the font is that if you are a Mac user, you can just type command and then you can add the plus icon. It will go and zoom out, and minus will zoom in, right? And you can see the console and both of them will do. I'll just keep the font bigger so that it's more comfortable for you people to understand things. Now what I see from here is that if I want to go and print anything, I just go and make use of this public static void main method and it's printing. What if I don't use this public static void main method, right? Let's say that if I just go and remove this code and try to run the system.out.println. At here itself, if you see there, the IDE is complaining that it cannot be present, and even if I go and try to run this, if I go and right click and I run as the Java, first of all it's not showing as the Java program, and if I go and try to run this, it's not run, right? I'll not be able to execute this file. So to run any of the files, I have to bring it under the public static void main. So for now, just understand that any Java file that you go and create, it has to be under the public static void main method and for it to be executed. And so far what we have understand, we have to go and create a Java class which has to start with a capital letter. A Java class name has to start with a capital letter, and this name should match with this hello world.java. These two files, if you see, the name of the class and the name of the file remains the same. The name of the class which we want to execute has to be same as the name of the file, which is hello world.java. Now if I go and tell you how this whole thing would have got executed, so I defined a .java file. It would have first been compiled, right, using the Java C, and then it would have created .class file, and this .class file has been finally interpreted and executed. So this is how the whole execution would have happened behind the hood. I hope you guys are having fun. Day 3 is ended. We have just completed our first Java program. We now know that what JDK is. We understand the whole Eclipse ecosystem. Not everything. We'll just take baby steps to master that. And we have already seen our first Java program. I'm very excited for the next few days. For the next 30 days, every day we'll be talking about Java so that you master all the concepts. Please make sure that you're learning every day. You're maintaining this streak. And all I need from you people is little love and support. I just want that this YouTube channel becomes world's most vibrant community for the Java lovers, for the tech lovers, for those people who want to become the top 1% techies. So just share with your friends, talk about it, like it, put that into the comments. I think that's all I need.